Next on ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso weekend, a shooting in Las Cruces leaves one man dead, and this morning police are still searching for the suspect. An exclusive video of a fiery crash near Van Horn, the latest details on this head-on collision. And the country's first digital wall opens up right here in El Paso. We'll take you on an inside look. And in Storm Track weather, Dan.
Well, we had a nice day yesterday, and today we can expect temperatures a little warmer. But what about for your President's Day? We'll be talking about that coming up.
It's all the news you need to start your Sunday, February 15th, 2015. ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso weekend starts now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso weekend.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us on this Sunday morning. I'm Josie Ortegon. Well, while you're at home enjoying your cup of coffee or at work, what can you expect outdoors? Let's head over to Storm Track Weather now with Dan Martinez to get a look at your first forecast. Dan, it was a great day yesterday. What can we expect today?
Very similar conditions, that's for sure. 56 degrees is what we're expecting right around 9 o'clock. Let's talk about that on your day planner forecast here. At noon, 68 degrees. We're expecting some of those clouds to really come through here for us, especially this evening. And then you'll see that chance of rain, just about a 10% chance really, though, by about 5 o'clock this evening. And right now, temperatures hovering around 50 degrees or so. For the most part, you notice 51 over at the Asada Elementary measuring station on our WeatherNet sites, 50 degrees right now over at KVIA, and our temperatures 51 officially at the airport, 48 Las Cruces, 43 for Ruidoso, and 47 for Deming. And a quick check of Powell Elementary School, another one of our WeatherNet sites. Things looking pretty nice out there. Always a very nice view at this time of the day. We'll be talking about this, and unfortunately, we'll be talking about winds once again for tomorrow. That'll be coming up in just a little bit. Josie?
Okay, Dan, thanks for monitoring that for us. And moving on, a chaotic scene in Las Cruces yesterday afternoon, a shooting that led to a manhunt that is still underway. A deadly shooting occurred on the 2600 block of Claude Dove Drive. That's less than a mile from the Mesilla Valley Mall. ABC 7's Jerry Nájera has more.
When police arrived Saturday afternoon, they found 2 men shot. One was dead. Neighbors tell me the scene was surreal.
10 minutes before 2 o'clock, we were dispatched to shots fired call.
Las Cruces police arrived to a bloody scene.
One subject was pronounced dead and the other one was transported to a University Medical Center.
Resident Joan Gallegos tells ABC 7 this is something they've never seen in their neighborhood before.
It's a pretty nice neighborhood. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's friendly here.
But they say their peaceful Valentine afternoon turned into something that looked like a crime scene out of a movie.
It's shocking. It's surprising.
Awful, awful.
As detectives scoured the scene for clues from this home and truck behind the police tape, Ernestine Medina tells me how she was startled by the commotion.
All of a sudden, the shots.
She says her daughter was getting ready to head to work.
She came out and she saw the truck coming and the guys getting out and going down the arroyo. And she told us to get in and for me to call 911.
And while investigators pick up a victim's blood-stained shirt to collect for evidence, a manhunt continues.
We're looking for a black and colored Jetta. 2 suspects are in it. All we have is a light-skinned, medium-build male subject at this time.
A few of the residents from the neighborhood tell me the 2 victims are brothers. We have not gotten that confirmed through police. I talked to a spokesperson from Las Cruces who tells me the second victim is in critical condition. Reporting for Good Morning El Paso Weekend, I'm Jerry Nájera.
Thank you, Jerry, for that report. And another man was killed in a head-on collision in El Paso yesterday. It happened after 2 cars crashed just before 6 in the morning near Alameda on Old Pueblo Road. Police say the man was heading west on Alameda when he swerved into oncoming traffic. That's when police say he hit a car head-on. The unidentified man was taken to Del Sol Medical Center where he died. The woman in the other vehicle was taken to UMC with non-life-threatening injuries. Investigators are still trying to determine if speed or alcohol played a role in this crash. Now take a look at this video of a frightening traffic accident. That black billowing smoke is coming from a semi-truck on I-10 near Van Horn, and just ahead of it, a truck also in flames. A viewer, Lauren Campos, sent us this cell phone video. She's from our ABC affiliate in Austin. The Culberson County Sheriff's Department tells us the pickup truck crossed the median, hitting the semi head-on around 6 p.m. yesterday. Now, this is a closer look at the scene. These are photos that were sent to us by the Culberson County Sheriff's Department. Witnesses at the scene told deputies an explosion happened upon impact, causing the fire. Now, here's a look at the damage to the pickup pickup truck. Deputies housed the driver was trapped but was pulled out. The driver of the semi-truck was taken to UMC. We'll be sure to update you on their condition as soon as we get more information. And a wanted man is now in jail. Police say last week a 35-year-old man stabbed a 50-year-old man at the intersection of 4th Street and Lincoln Street in Anthony, New Mexico. Authorities arrested Roberto Urquidi on Thursday here in El Paso. He was booked under a $100,000 bond and is now awaiting extradition to Doña Ana County. The 50-year-old is in an El Paso hospital in stable but in critical condition. And new this morning, 5 female New Mexico Corrections Department employees are suing officials over claims of sexual harassment by their male colleagues. The Santa Fe New Mexican reported yesterday that attorneys filed a complaint in State District Court in Santa Fe. The complaints stated that workers at the Central New Mexico Correctional Facility said supervisors failed to act when male employees allegedly harassed them. 5 correction employees, including the Central Facilities warden, are currently on administrative leave in connection with these allegations. And she was killed before her first birthday. Baby Brianna Lopez would have turned 13 years old this week. Brianna Lopez died in 2002 after investigators say she was beaten, bitten, burned, and raped by her own family. In 2003, Brianna's father, Andy Walters, and her uncle, Stephen Lopez, were convicted and sentenced to more than 50 years in prison. Her mother, Stephanie Lopez, was sentenced to 27 years. And now, more than a decade after her death, people from all over the world still visit her gravesite in Doña Ana Village. This month, the group Gifts for Survivors started a Facebook campaign to encourage people to cover the cage surrounding her grave in roses. And also in New Mexico, one lawmaker says he's tired of spending money on Spaceport America. Democratic Senator George Munoz of Gallup has proposed legislation that calls for selling the futuristic hangar, the nearly 2-mile-long runway, and the 18,000 acres that come with it. Under the legislation, the New Mexico Spaceport Authority and other agencies would have to come up with a marketing plan by October. The money from the sale would then be used to pay off development bonds. His bill is set for its first committee debate on Friday. Supporters argue that developing a spaceport from scratch doesn't happen overnight and that the state has a chance to be at the front of the commercial space tourism industry. And back here in the borderland in El Paso, history was made yesterday. El Pasoans got the chance to interact with the city's first digital wall, the only digital wall in the entire country. ABC 7's Iris Lopez has more.
Digi. That stands for Digital Information Gateway in El Paso, and many locals were able to find out exactly what that meant. It was all a part of the revealing of El Paso's first interactive digital wall. The ribbon was cut, the mariachis played their song, and El Paso's first digital wall was unveiled. Families rushed to the wall and quickly started pressing away to see what kind of history would pop up on that wall.
I think this is an amazing opportunity for us to have something like this in El Paso, a digital wall that demonstrates the history and just the richness of our culture.
5 95-inch LED touchscreens featured pictures of some of El Paso's most historic buildings, landmarks, and it even provided a brief history on important events that have affected our city. People can walk up to the DigiWall, click on whatever image it is they want more information on, and out pops the information. And hey, get this. You can even take your own selfies with it. Smile. The postcard feature on the DigiWall allowed people to snap a picture of themselves and send it to their email.
Even as simple as taking a selfie from the wall, it's really neat.
People of all ages and sizes showed up to the unveiling.
Oh, I just clicked on a bridge.
And parents told us that they thought this interactive wall was a great way to get the youth involved with the history of our city.
Well, I think the really great thing about this is it's another way to entice and encourage young people that are very tech savvy to be interested in history.
But is this interactive wall something of interest to the younger generation?
I just feel amazed. I don't know how they did this. It's like a giant iPhone. I just want to stay here and play with it.
The DigiWall can be seen in the heart of downtown, right outside of the El Paso Museum. It is one of 2 interactive digital history walls in the world. Iris Lopez, ABC 7.
Thank you, Iris. New this morning, today the Federal Aviation Administration plans to release long-awaited rules governing the use of commercial drones. FAA Administrator Michael Huerta and Transportation Secretary Anthony Fox are expected to announce them during a conference call today. Currently, all commercial remote-controlled aircraft are banned except for some rare exceptions. Drones have been a serious problem in recent years because of several close calls with airplanes. And turning now to news overseas and terror in a major European city. Copenhagen on high alert after a gunman launched 2 deadly attacks. The first, a deadly assault on a cafe, apparently trying to kill an artist who had faced death threats. That triggered a massive manhunt for the gunman caught on surveillance tape carrying a machine gun. Then there was a second deadly attack outside a synagogue. ABC News Chief Foreign Correspondent Terry Moran has the very latest.
The city of Copenhagen in the grip of terror this morning. 2 violent attacks killed 2 people and wounded 5. And police say overnight they shot and killed the suspect believed to be the perpetrator in both attacks. Listen as the horror unfolds.
Why do we still say but when we...
A gunman opening fire at a Copenhagen cafe which was hosting a debate on Islam and free speech. At 4 p.m., these cafe windows punctured by dozens of bullet holes. The ambush killing a 55-year-old Danish man and wounding 3 law enforcement officials.
I'm not sure how many shots, but I'd say about 20 or 30 shots. And people panicked, of course, ran to the doors. Other people were hiding behind the tables they had turned over.
The cafe was hosting a free speech debate organized by supporters of 68-year-old Lars Vilks. He's a Swedish cartoonist, and he's believed to be the primary target for his cartoons depicting the Prophet Muhammad. Al-Qaeda put him on a wanted poster in their online magazine. This onslaught just 5 weeks after the Charlie Hebdo massacre in Paris, which killed satirical cartoonist Stéphane Charbonnier, pictured next to Vilks on Al-Qaeda's wanted list.
We feel certain now that it is a politically motivated attack, and thereby it is a terrorist attack.
Just hours after this attack, 3 miles from that cafe, another shooting rampage near a Copenhagen synagogue. 2 police officers wounded and 1 civilian killed. Police releasing this image of the suspected gunman carrying a machine gun. His face mostly covered with a red scarf. Captured on surveillance video outside the site of the first attack. According to police, he was shot and killed just 2 miles from the synagogue where the second shooting took place. This morning, police remain on high alert amid fears of more attacks.
That was Terry Moran reporting. Still ahead on ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso weekend. For the 4th time in months, New England is seeing a blast of cold air and more snow. We'll take a look coming up. Also, a Little League Baseball's national championship caught in a scandal that could end up in court. We'll explain why coming up. Time now is 8:12. Let's take a live look outside at traffic this morning. I-10 and Art Craft roads are clear this morning, so if you are headed out and about, you won't run into anything major on the roads, and it's going to be a great day if you have any outdoor plans, right, Dan?
We are expecting a pretty nice day today. Temperatures going to be very close to where they were yesterday, but we are expecting some changes coming our way, more in the way of wind. We'll be talking about that coming up after the break.
You're watching ABC 7, where news comes first.
7's Good Morning El Paso Weekend with Josie Ortegon and Storm Track Weather with Dan Martinez.